Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto got harem with Tia, Nel, Soi Fon, Yoruichi? Part 3. If you want more awesome fan fiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, so without wasting any time let's get into the video. Training and infiltration. Naruto was sitting on a rock reading a book, a very familiar orange book. All the while Nel was training with the Vizards. She was training in order to get her strength back and prepare for the fight against the Soul Society. It may not have known Rukia for all that long. But he knows that Ichigo will go and Orihime will go along with him. That is why Naruto is going to the Soul Society, no other reason but to make sure that Orihime, Ichigo and whoever else decides go will be safe. Tell me again why you're here. The short-tempered imp said. Naruto just looked up from his book to see the short-tempered Vizard in front of him. I'm here to oversee the training of Nel, make sure she's at full power and able to defend herself against the Soul Society captains. And no other reason. We will leave when Wonder Boy is ready to go and rescue Rukia from their corrupted justice system, but just now what I said earlier, I meant every word of it. Naruto just laughed a bit as he used one hand to keep the little short-tempered Vizard at bay. She was windmilling her arms trying to hit Naruto as he just leaned on her, still reading his book. As for Nel, training with Lisa and Love so she could get back in fighting shape like she has with Yoruichi. As for Lisa, she was surprised at the Aranker's power, and yet Naruto said she wasn't at full power. How could she not yet full power? The amount of power she had already was ridiculous. She can easily go to toe-to-toe with two of them at full power. She could easily face a Captain Soul Reaper, no problem. Just what kind of power does this girl have? Lisa wondered, if she was this powerful now, just how powerful she would be at full power, and scarier yet, just how powerful are the opponents that they're fighting if Naruto believes that she is not strong enough to fight the Soul Society. So many questions and so little answers. Naruto, I have a question if I may. Naruto looked up from his book to the person who asked him the question. It was that freaky guy with a smile. Sure Shinji, what's up? Well, I just have to ask, just what are you? You are not Soul Reaper nor are you Hollow. And neither is she. So this begs the question, just what are you two? Shinji said with a stern face and not his big grin face. Naruto looked at him for a moment, he then closed his book and looked up at Shinji. Do you really want to know? What we are is both similar and dissimilar from you. Shinji nodded. Very well, then I will explain Nel first. She is a ranker, a hollow that ripped off its mask and gained the powers of the Soul Reaper. She is like you, just the reverse version, Shinji. Just how you are Soul Reaper, again the powers of a hollow, there is only one simple difference, you are mostly Soul Reaper and part hollow, while she is mostly hollow and part Soul Reaper. Naruto explained to him. Alright, what about you? You're neither a ranker nor Vizard. Shinji asked. You are right. I am neither a ranker nor am I Vizard. I'm a new breed altogether, half Soul Reaper half hollow, stronger than both. I call my race the Forsaken, and that's all I'm willing to tell you about me and Nel. Seeing as you don't fully trust me or her and I don't fully trust you or your other Vizard friends. Nothing personal, I just need to the lookout for her, you understand. Naruto looked up to see Nel breathing hard, facing down two of the Vizard. Nel, that is all for today, we should go home. Okay Naruto. She yelled happily. The Vizards were looking at their retreating forms. So you think, can we trust them? Shinji asked the rest of his group. I don't know, they are powerful, different and the same all altogether. It's hard to form an accurate opinion of them after simply 2 meetings. A big pink-haired man said. I don't trust them, said the short one. You only don't trust them because you don't like that and they make fun of your height. Another girl of the group said in a low tone of voice. And you only trust him because he writes those books. The short one yelled at her female companion. So they're works of art, Lisa said while reading a book. With Naruto and Nel. Naruto and Nel were walking home. Naruto was happy with Nel's training progress. She would be at full power in a week tops. So Naruto? Yes. I'm just wondering, what you think of me? She asked someone hopefully. Naruto almost tripped at that question. He really didn't know how to answer that question. This was beyond dangerous waters he was trading. One wrong answer and it was sent mode up his ass. Well, you see, Naruto's eyes widened as he felt the presence nearby. Yes. Saved by interference. Naruto yelled in his mind. It's not like he didn't like Nel. It's just it would have been awkward to answer that. You may come out now. I know you're there. Naruto said out loud. Just behind Nel and Naruto. A spiky blonde-haired woman came out of an alleyway. I'm surprised to see you again, former third espada. She said. Tia, good to see you too. Nel said in a serious manner. Naruto looked at Nel, then at Tia. He crossed his hands over his chest, pointing at them. Do you two know each other? Naruto asked. Yes. The both said. Oh. So how do you know each other? Naruto asked once again. She was once an espada. The third espada. Tia answered. Naruto looked a little shocked at first. Is that true? He asked her. She looked down and nodded slowly and sadly. I was a newborn ranker when I heard of her. Many female hollows looked up to her, she was powerful, and she didn't act like a savage like most men do. Tia continued. I guess it's fitting really. She started unzipping her jacket. Naruto was about to cover his face, out of respect, and much to his frowning a beautiful woman is about to take off her top and he's covering his eyes, that's when he saw her chest. It was covered by her mask fragment. A 3 tattooed on her right breast. Soon after you betrayed us, I took your spot as the third Espada. The wind blew around them. So why are you here, Tia? I doubt it's you're here to fight. You know that you can't beat me. I am the Majesty Vasto Lord of Wako Mundo. No one can defeat me. The Lord I serve can. He has heard of you. And he has developed a way to defeat you. But even I do not know what it is. Tia said. Are you here to threaten me with such knowledge? Or did you come here to warn me? Naruto asked with a smile. Tia said nothing. For there is a way to defeat me. Only one with the power to do it. I know what it is. I know what needs to be done. And no, I know your lord that you serve does not have it the means to use it. Whoever he is weak if he sends a massager to warn me. I came here on my own accord. No one forced me to come here. Tia answered one of his questions without knowing it. Oh? Then that begs the question, why are you here then? If your lord had sent you, you wouldn't warn me about your master's ability to kill me, and by the way I know your master doesn't have it. Then why are you here? He asked once more. His perverted mind wanted her to come and see him. Because she had fallen head of heels for him. But he didn't want to jump to any conclusions. I'm here to satisfy my own curiosity. Naruto mentally pouted. How are you the king of Wako Mundo when you act more like a child? She asked him. He smiled. Because I can. Tia looked lost. Why act like an ass clown like that wannabe king? What's his face? If I was not like how I am now, had I not have evolved to this state, I would have led the hollows of Wako Mundo to war against the Soul Reapers and won. Then tried to kill the Spirit King because he's a lazy ass. He let his creation do what it wants and look how that turned out. Soul Reapers think themselves as the good beings in this world. But they are swords wielded by evil men. Naruto looked mad at something. I see Tia closed her jacket. That is all I want to know. Thank you, White Fox. She bowed. No need to call me White Fox, Tia, just call me Naruto. Naruto smiled at her. She nodded and left them. So Nel, something you want to talk about? He asked Nel, who looked down once again. At home first, Naruto. I regained my memories and Nel was on the verge of tears. That's why you asked me that question. She nodded. Then let's go home. We will talk there. He used Echo Flash them home. Not wanting to walk anymore. That and this was important. At their home both Nel and Naruto sat in silence. Sipping tea. So Naruto started. Nel looked like she didn't want to say anything. It happened when you faced off against some of Aizen's Espada. I remembered what happened to me. To my friends who died, she said quietly. When you saved me. Cared for me. Restored me to my form now. She continued. I'll tell you everything you need to know about Aizen and his army of rankers. I don't think that will help much. Your information is over 100 years old. Back where I'm from, old information is worse than no information. Just continue to pretend to not have your memories back. He smiled at her. Oh, and to answer your question on what I think about you, I think you're beautiful, kind, funny, and most of all he got an evil smile, light lit up his face in an evil manner. Extremely ticklish. No, ha 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 ha. Stop it. Ha 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 ha. Nel was laughing uncontrollable. Then she was silenced by Naruto kissing her. She moaned into the kiss. Naruto ended it. No matter what, Nel, I'll never think anything less of you. He told her with a smile. She got big and teary-eyed and hugged him. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. She kept repeating. Naruto comforted her as he always did and always will. No need to cry, Nel, no matter what I'll always be there for you. But for now, let's go to sleep. We have a lot to do tomorrow. Hopefully Wonder Boy will be ready for our little fight with the Soul Reapers. You too, I don't want you to face more than you can handle, alright Nel. Naruto told her his concern. She nodded and went to sleep. More relieved than ever before. Naruto on the other hand stayed up for a time, thinking. Who is it that is commanding the hollows now? More importantly, the rankers. Only a powerful being could in fact control them. Naruto closed his eyes and tried to sleep. Maybe I've been away for far too long. It might be time to reclaim my throne of Wako Mundo. Naruto fell asleep thinking on what his Aunt Bakuto told him not too long ago, but put it out of his mind for now. Naruto was getting bored. Kitsukage had said that Ichigo would be ready in 2 or so days, as early as tomorrow, but Naruto was bored now. He gets bored easily. He wanted to fight again. Which that in itself was not like him ever since he become what he is today. Don't be so down, Naruto. Naruto heard his Sanpakuto forbidden angel talk to him. That old man, Yamamoto, will be quite the challenge now. He had been training for a while. No doubt to try and kill you. Even he is not above revenge. Also that one with the glasses will be at least something of a challenge. He is more powerful than he lets on. I agree. He held back too much to be defeated that easily. I dare say that on both of them, I will have to use Shikai. He told her. I agree as well. But that old man, I have money that you'll need to use Bankai. It almost sounded like Forbidden Angel wanted that. It sounds like you want that to happen. Remember the last time? I destroyed half of Wako Mundo's hollows at once. You want that? Yes, Naruto sweat dope. I'm like a lust-driven woman. I need to kill, and a lot. Using your Bankai helps me kill things. You know it's my favorite thing in the world. Next to giving you naughty pictures in your head about Nel. Amongst others, Naruto almost tripped. Luckily he was at Kisuke's place. He wanted to fight, but Ichigo needed to get some real battle experience. And what better way than to get an ass beating by yours truly. He had the most evil grin on his face. Nel was next to him as always and feared what Naruto might do. He had told her that they will be helping Ichigo with his training. She had come to like Ichigo as a friend. And she didn't want him to hurt too badly at least. Naruto and Nel made their way in, passing the shy girl and the always mad little boy, also the tail quite one, right to where Kisuke and Ichigo were training. Naruto smiled. Oh Kisuke, let me handle Ichigo's training for now. Naruto said in a much too happy tone. Kisuke immediately got out of Naruto's way and Ichigo he just gulped. Naruto continued to smile. All you have to do to pass my training is scratch me once. Or make me draw my sword. Ichigo just face faulted. What? That's it. Trust me when I say that it will be harder than you think. You have 2 days to do it in. If you cannot, then you are not ready to save Rukia and she will die. Naruto gave him incentive. 2 days? Please. I'll do it in 1. Ichigo declared. Is that so? Then try me. Ichigo tried to cut Naruto, but Naruto dodged the attack. Not that he needed to. Hold still. Ichigo tried again. Most enemies are like me, they will dodge if they can. Naruto again dodged. So you will have to think of a way to hit them while they are moving. Ichigo was fast, compared to most. No one under third seat of power could face him. Naruto had got all he needed to know from Yoruichi and the Soul Reaper power ladder. At his current max power that he can access. Which was sad really. Is that all you got? You'll never save Rukia like that. Naruto taunted. Ichigo came down on him with his full power that he could muster. Naruto let him hit his shoulder. Ichigo smirked until he saw nothing. No blood at all. Steel skin. My skin is stronger than steel, Ichigo. It'll take a lot more than that weak attack to even scratch me. Now you know why I set such a goal for you. Naruto moved a bit away. Some opponents prefer to take on attack head-on, like you. This is either out of arrogance or because they know their opponents can't hurt them. Most would be out of arrogance. That'll show if they are mad that you managed to hurt them regardless. Naruto went into lecture mode. I don't need a lecture. Ichigo attacked again only for Naruto to knock him on his ass. Yes you do. You charge in and damn the consequences. I was the same, still am in a way. But I think ahead now because they are people that count on me. What would happen to Chad and Orihime if you died? Ichigo had a shocked face. Yes, they are coming with us to save Rukia. You know what would happen? They would die. And not just them, that one Kidoryu is coming as well. He is not as strong as you, so he would die. On a rescue mission, do not think of just the person you're trying to rescue. If you do, all others that came with you will fall, and it would not have been worth it. Think about them as you're trying to save Rukia from her unjust fate. Naruto gave Ichigo a good tongue lashing. And since you claim that you can scratch me in 1 day, if you can't, Naruto spiked his power. You die. Ichigo was scared for the first time since he's lost his mother. The power Ichigo felt made that Byakuya guy look like a pansy. Now come Ichigo Kurosaki. Hours passed and Ichigo had yet to scratch Naruto. Off to the sidelines, Yoruichi in her human form, Kisuke and Issen, Ichigo's father, were watching Ichigo get a beatdown of a lifetime. Would he really kill my boy Kisuke? Issen asked. No, at least I don't think so. Naruto doesn't like to kill, although I think he would make an exception in Aizen's case. Kisuke said to somewhat give Issen some form of reassurance. Not that it helped any. 23 hours and 55 minutes had passed along with many other lectures from Naruto. Ichigo was on the ground tired and was out of energy. Is that it? Is that the extent of your determination? Naruto asked, approaching Ichigo's prone form. I guess it is to be expected. You are only human after all, do not worry about anything else in life, as your life will end in the next minute or so. Naruto was charging a zero. Do not worry about your friends any longer, Ichigo. You got far in this 1 day, but it wasn't far enough. Worry not about your family you let down, your friend that you lied to. I'll handle your dreams for you. Goodbye, Ichigo. Just as Naruto was about to fire his Zero, Ichigo was having a talk with his Zanpakuto. Ichigo, quickly, hear my name and the power I can give you. My name is. Naruto was taken aback by the amount of power that Ichigo's Zanpakuto was releasing. It would seem that Naruto's little put-down talk was working. My life will not end here. Ichigo yelled, charging his strongest attack that he could muster. Hear the name of this attack, Ichigo, for it is far stronger when you know the name than when you don't. Naruto was somewhat impressed of the amount of power Ichigo had, most was still dormant and would not come out anytime soon. Kitsukage. Ichigo raised his blade up high. Fueled by Ichigo's spirit energy. Tensho. Ichigo put all he could in his Yotsuga Tensho. As the giant wave approached Naruto, he held out his hand. Ichigo's Yotsuga Tensho hit Naruto's hand and stopped. It's like holding back a tidal wave. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto had to put more effort into holding back Ichigo's attack. This boy already has this much power. It took more and more effort to hold it back. Then it exploded around him. When the dust cleared, he saw Ichigo passed out in front of him. He looked at his hand. There was a single scratch on it, a thin and barely visible one, but these nonetheless. It also cut right through his glove, another impressive feat in itself. Impressive, Ichigo. I guess you passed my test. If you could do that to me, then you should be able to take on any vice captain. Just about anyway. Naruto walked away, letting Ichigo get his well-earned rest. Naruto saw Kitsukage and Ichigo's dad. So, Naruto, how do you think Ichigo's training went? Kitsukage asked. Naruto looked back at Ichigo as Orihime was tending to him. Trying to improve her healing power's speed. I see a lot of me in that boy of yours, Aizen. Takes after his mother, I guess. Huh? Why you say that? Just a hunch. You and he don't act the same. But anyway, Ichigo has a lot going for him. He just needs to think more things through. Just like I needed to when I was younger. But I foresee that he will bring change to this world. For better or for worse, I do not know. Naruto gave his view on things and left them to their thoughts. What do you think that means? Aizen asked his old friend. Who knows? I'm just a candy store owner. Aizen sweat drop. Naruto was walking home, thinking to himself. It looks like the old man will not let me be. He stated. If so, when we do fight, it'll be to the death. Sorry, old man, but I will not die. Our fight will be a grand one. Next day, hours before departure. Huh? Ichigo shot up, much to the fright of Orihime. Ichigo. Oh, hey Orihime. Where am I? You're in my store, of course. Kitsukage walked in. You? What? Who did I get here? He asked. He felt tried, and for good reason. Well, after Naruto's well-ass beating he handed you. He brought you here, he said that you completed the training and managed to scratch him in one day. This shocked Ichigo. I scratched him? Yep. Although it's a teeny tiny scratch. Barely even noticeable. Kitsukage downplayed Ichigo's achievement. Don't say the Kitsukage. What Ichigo did no one had done before him since I achieved this level. What he did was impressive. You're coming along, Ichigo. Naruto walked in the room. You? Yes. You, I'm not died. Great deduction, Holmes. Did you figure that out all by yourself or did someone help you? Naruto asked sarcastically. Grrr. But you passed my test, Ichigo. So yay, you're not dead. Rest up. We're leaving in a few hours. Can't keep Rukia waiting now, can we? Naruto smiled. I need to get Nel, we're taking her with us. Naruto walked out. Right, I'll make the gate, you all rest up till I'm ready. Kitsukage told the young ones. Naruto walked in on Nel and her training. She was facing 4 Vizards and was finally tired. So, how's her training? Naruto asked Shinji. She's a monster. In a good way. Without our mask or her released form, she can take on 4 of us at once. Naruto nodded. Out of the 4 she just fought, 2 of them were captains. I have little doubt she can take on 2 or even 3 captains with little trouble. Damn, and she wasn't even going all out. Maybe 4 of the weaker captains. Didn't know there was such a thing. Naruto commented. Even among the captains of the Soul Reapers there are some captains stronger than others. Like the old man, all of the other captain combined couldn't take on him and win. But I'm no longer sure with Aizen on his 2 friends. What about you? How strong are you? Shinji asked. I'll be blunt. Take away the old man, I could destroy the entire Soul Reaper society and be home in time for dinner. Shinji's eyes widened. No joke? He asked, somewhat frightened. No joke. How do you think Nel is so powerful? She piggybacked on me for about 100 years or so. And I've had a 1000 years to get stronger in Hueco Mundo. That's how long I've been a Vasto Lord. Then when I became a Forsaken my power doubled at least. At full power, I could destroy the world. But thankfully, I've never had to go full power. In a long time. Naruto explained. What, how can you know that? I mean, have you destroyed a world yet? Shinji asked. No, it's estimation. One time when I was weaker I got mad at this group of hollows, I forgot their rank, the ones below Vasto Lord, and I never really took the time to remember their name. But I got so pissed I went instantly to full power and holding back for fear of harming Nel, I fired a zero. Killed half of the Hueco Mundo population of hollows. Yeah, I know. But I will go all out on Yamamoto and this Aizen guy. Yamamoto is too old to change and is too deep in the ways of the corrupted Central 46th place to make up his own mind. Aizen threatens the balance of this world. I will make sure he never achieves his dreams. Naruto said with determination. Hey, I got a question for you. I might have an answer. Funny, but you said that this new instant movement that you made, you said that we could use it, right? He asked. Always trying to get stronger to beat Aizen's ass. Yes, but only when you have your mask on. Nel could use it whenever because of what she is. You and the rest Shinji can use it, but only in your Vizard forms. Naruto explained. But if you do master it, you'll be just about as fast as the goddess of Flash. Naruto smirked. This shocked those who were listening. Naruto. Huh? Ah. Naruto was tackled by Nel and Lisa. Then both glared at the other girl as sparks flew in between them. Now girls, there is plenty of me to go around. Fish cake. Oh shit gah. Naruto was drop-kicked by a small green-haired girl named Mashiro. Yeah, I knocked out fish cake. She yelled happily. That's it. Naruto yelled, an aura of evil and malice intent surrounded Naruto. His eyes white with angry and hate. Fish cake? Mashiro asked, somewhat frightened. Everyone stepped away from Naruto. I've had it with you. Naruto yelled. Then before anyone could say Icha, Mashiro was in pain. Great and tremendous pain. Ah ha 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 ha. Stop it. I'm ticklish there. Mashiro was. Mashiro was tickled into submission. Mercy. No mercy haha no mercy. Naruto laughed evilly. After minutes of endless torture, Naruto stopped. Anyway, I had come to ask you guys a favor. The favor? One I will return to you if you want me to, but I need your help with something. Naruto again told them. What do you need? If you're asking us to go with you the answer is no. Shinji had no desire to go back to the Soul Society. No, not that, something far easier than that. This got everyone's attention. I need your help with. Back at Kitsukage with the portal. Alright kids, this is it, I can only hold it for so long, so be quick about it. Kitsukage said to Ichigo Chad, Orihime and Yoruichi already knew. Wait, where's Naruto and Nel? Orihime asked. Naruto said he would meet you there. He said he has something to do and would get there on his own. The group nodded. The group went into the portal, hoping to save Rukia before it's too late. There they go. Are you going Naruto, Nel? Naruto and Nel came from behind a rock. Nel looked different. Of course, I just wanted to see their determination about this self-severed mission of theirs. Ichigo is going to pay back a department. Chad is going to help Ichigo. Orihime is going because she loves Ichigo. And Ryu? I cannot say, we haven't talked much, so I don't know his motives. They're not like the others. He is going to help save Rukia, that much I know, but he has another agenda to it. What? I do not know. Naruto said. Well, got to go if I want to get there before them. Naruto opened a portal of darkness of his own. Later. He and Nel went through it. Things are going to get fun around here, that's for sure. Kitsukage said to himself. Good thing Naruto gave me the next copy of Foxy. Love Nest. Kitsukage started reading and giggled like a schoolgirl. I wonder what Yoruichi would do to Naruto. She found out all of the drunken stories I told about her and Soi Fon. He giggled again and then stopped suddenly. Wait. What would she do to me? Soul Society. Man, that was tough, Uryu said, huffing. I ruined my first cape. Many sweat drop at that. Good thing I have a spare. He got rid of his ruined. Good to know, Naruto said out of the blue. If I ever need my coat fix or Nel her dress, we could always come to you, Uryu. Are you going to put that under your list of skills should you apply for a job? Naruto asked jokingly. Hi. Nel yelled as always. She was in her white Espada coat just like Naruto. You look different, Nel. Uryu looked at Nel not knowing what had changed, aside from the power boost from the last time they had met. Yep, Naruto gave me a power-up. Saying that he didn't want to take a chance on me dying. She said happily. I'm so happy for you, Nel. Orihime and Nel started to jump and hug in place. Seriously, it's like looking at twins. Everyone said in their heads at the same time. Both Nel and Orihime looked at the group. What? They both asked at the same time. Twins, said Ichigo under his breath. Anyway, we have to get going, the Soul Society is right down that way. It'll take a day or so at your top speed. He said. Hey. What? All I'm saying is that we're the farthest away from the place. Orihime and Chad are not the fastest people in the world either. No offense, you guys. None taken. Oh, alright, fine. But let's just get moving. Ichigo said. As the group ran, Yoruichi spoke up. When we reach the gate, how do you intend to get in? Right through the front gate. Naruto answered. Yoruichi scratched his face in his stupidity. You idiot. You can't do that. Ow. How in the afterlife hell can you hurt me with your claws? My face, my beautiful face. Naruto's face was clawed by 4 cat claw marks. Ichigo and the others were looking around them. Man, this place is so rundown. Why is that? The Soul Reapers call this place the Soul Society or Heaven. This is where all the good little boys and girls go when they die and have done good things in life. Everyone could hear the sarcasm in his voice. But I call it the second hell. This place is as any rundown lowly lawless backwater town. Crime is here like in the real world. Hungry and all other bad stuff. Heaven. Ah, at least in Hueco Mundo everyone can get strong, pending on our willpower. At least there you can defend yourself. Naruto's words were that of angry. The people that run this place have no care for these people out here. Thinking that only they are important and no one else. Plain and simple. A word of advice for all of you. Don't try to converse with any Soul Reaper. No one will listen to your pleas and everyone in there are the enemy. Don't forget it. Naruto said in a cold manner. This scared Orihime. Naruto was anything but cold no matter what. Naruto? What's the matter? Orihime asked herself. He's never like this. Nel didn't know either. She had never seen him this mad at anything. Since she's known him at least. Naruto was just thinking of a memory that he had long since wanted to forget, but like all bad memories, he can't. After a small while they made it to the gate. You again? They heard a booming voice say from nowhere. Naruto sighed. Look Jidanbo, I'll ask nicely the first time since I know you're just doing your job. Let us pass and I won't hurt you like I did 250 years ago. Jidanbo flinched a bit. Who is this guy? Ichigo asked. He is the gate guard of the West. He has been for 300 years or so. Yoruichi told Ichigo. Naruto, you know I can't do that. It goes against what I stand for. Jidanbo told him, getting his axe ready. What good would that do? You remember what happened last time, don't you? Naruto asked him as he looked bored. Last time I nearly killed you. We do this every time I come here, just let us pass and save yourself the pain of fighting me again. Naruto wanted nothing but to make this unpleasant trip over as fast as possible. I still can't Naruto, now prepare yourself. One held up one finger. One finger is all I'll need. Jidanbo rushed Naruto for a big guy. Naruto used Echo Flash to appear right in front of his head. And with a flick of his finger Jidanbo was defeated. Yoruichi was shocked that Naruto could beat someone of Jidanbo's strength so easily. Oh, don't be so shocked, Yoruichi. I've been in this play several times before now. This is nothing new to Jidanbo. That was just a love tap. Everyone was thinking. That was a love tap. Sorry big guy, now you've lost again. Now let us pass. Naruto walked past Jidanbo to the gate. With one hand he opened it. Yoruichi's jaw dropped. How? Close your mouth Yoruichi, otherwise the flies will nest in it. And hurry up. All of you. Naruto motioned them to move it. Oh my, what do we have here? A man walked up. He had a creepy smile, in Naruto's case, and he remembered him from before. Do I know you, don't I? Oh, you're that one hollow from the human world. Jin never dropped his smile. Nope, not a hollow. How many times must I tell you guys that? I'm a Forsaken. Naruto was still holding up the gate. Hurry up you slow pokes, get in here. The group got in as Naruto closed the gate. You know I have to fight you now. He said, about to draw out his sword. That is pointless, go to your head captain and tell him we are inside. Or else I'll kill you and we'll move on anyways. Naruto threatened. Jin stopped. Well, when you put it that way. I thought you'd listen, now tell the old man that the 6 of us are in, and we will save Rukia for her unjust punishment. Jin nodded and left by flash step. Naruto, why did you do that? Asked Yoruichi. Simple, the old man will be more focused on me than anyone else. I'll be the decoy while the rest of you save Rukia. Who Chad, head right, stay below the radar and doesn't fight unless you need to. Especially not a captain, the 2 of you combined might be able to handle one, but take no chances. Both boys nodded. Ichigo, Orihime, you 2 will handle the rescue itself. Yoruichi, where would Rukia be held? He asked the cat. Well, my best guess would be the tower, but I can't be sure. Haven't been here in a long time. Naruto nodded at the information. Nel, do you mind going off on your own? Alright by me. Nel nodded. Alright then. Do what you like but be careful, I'd hate to destroy this place because you got hurt. Me and Yoruichi will be the decoys, well, me more than you Yoruichi. But we'll cause a lot of noise so the others can avoid the captains. Nel, you can handle a captain, but still, please be careful. I will. Alright then, if all goes well, we'll all be back in the real world and back in school doing God knows what. Be safe everyone. They all split up, each going in different directions. With Nel. Nell was skipping around with not a care in the world. It's such a lovely day today. She frowned. I'm hungry. I wonder where I can get something to eat. She skipped around a bit until she hit something. "Oi," she said, rubbing her head. "Hey, watch it," yelled an angry voice. "Sorry," Nell said in her childlike sad tone. "Do you know a place where I can get something to eat?" Nell asked. "Huh? Oh, you must be new here. Are you?" asked the Soul Reaper. "Yep, just got here today," she said, which wasn't a lie at all. "My name is Nell, just got here today, what's yours?" The female Soul Reaper smiled. "My name is Rangiku, Vice Captain of the 10th Division." "Wow, I'd never thought I'd meet someone like you so soon," Nell said with admiration. "I can see why. You lost?" Rangiku asked. "Yay, have no idea how to get around. Can you show me?" Nell asked with her childlike attitude. Rangiku laughed a bit. "Sure, why not? Where do you want to go first?" I know. Nell was bouncing up and down. "Show me the place where we can get some food." Rangiku giggled. "Alright." "Yay." Nell pumped her fist in the air. The pair left around the corner. Then just as they left the area, a small white-haired kid ran from the other corner. "Damn it. I just missed her." It was Captain Toshiro. "The captains and vice captains are supposed to be in a meeting 10 minutes ago. Damn it. He left." "But Naruto." "So, where do you want to go first, Yoruichi?" Naruto asked the cat on his shoulder. How about the 2nd Division barracks?" she suggested. "You mean the place you used to be in charge of until you left?" "That's the one. It's been a while. I wonder how my little bee has been." Yoruichi released a grin from her cat form. "I wonder if she has been keeping up with her training while I was away." "Most likely, based on what you've told me about her, our little bee has been training herself to the ground," Naruto commented. Yoruichi smiled at his comment. "Oh? Since when did she become our little bee?" She expected him to blush, but Naruto taunted her right back. "Since when I overheard your little wet dream last night about you, me and her going at it." Naruto smiled as her black cat form now red cat form. Then the scratches came. "Ow, son of a bitch." Yoruichi blew on her claws for a job well done. "Hey, I heard something over there." Naruto heard some Soul Reaper peons yell for a little bit away from them. "Great, as if I didn't have enough problems to deal with," Naruto said to himself. "Well, at least it will be somewhat amusing to watch these younglings fight me as if they could win," Naruto said, cracking his neck. "You know, sometimes you sound so old that it's scary," Yoruichi said to him. "Yay, I know. Imagine how I feel. I was 13 when I died, so me being an old man is a stretch of the mind when you think about it." "No thank you, I'd rather just know you right now and as is," Yoruichi told Naruto. "You there? Stop where you are, we're taking you in." One Soul Reaper that looked like nothing more than cannon fodder in Naruto's eyes, ordered. "Yay, I'll let you take me in if you could at least be somewhat interesting for me to play with. None of you are, so go away, shoo." Naruto shoot them off. "That's it. Attack." All 10 Soul Reapers attack Naruto. Naruto just gave a small pulse of his power and it knocked all of them back and they hit the walls. They were out cold. "Well, that was entertaining. Let's go find our little bee." Naruto walked to the 2nd barracks. Hoping to find the bee there. "Captain's meeting." "Good. Everyone is here, we can now begin the meeting," said the head captain. "What's this all about? I was having such a nice nap too," said a captain with a lazy tone and something pink over him. "I will let Captain Jin explain." "Captain Jin." "Thank you, head captain Yamamoto. Well, about 30 minutes ago I felt a buildup of spiritual pressure at the west gate. So I went to investigate, then I saw something I thought I'd never see ever in my life." Jin began his story. "What did you see?" asked a man with glasses. "What I saw, Captain Aizen, was the blonde-haired hollow that we all fought. Naruto, I believe, raised the gate by himself with one hand and he and the group he traveled with entered with no one to stop them. He then threatened to kill me if I stayed, saying to report in or I'd die and no one knows they have entered. So I came to report." "Why didn't you fight them?" asked Kenpachi as he always had his insane smile on his face. "Well, for one I couldn't unleash Mise Zanpakuto's full power because of the restraint on it. And 2 I couldn't beat Naruto on my own anyway. No one captain save for head captain Yamamoto could." Jin defended himself. "It doesn't matter, no. We know not their objectives and—" "If I may, head captain, I believe I might know their objectives," Byakuya said. Yamamoto gave him a nod to go on. "The last time I talked to the hollow, this Naruto, he said that this Ichigo Kurosaki and his friends along with himself will come for Rukia to save her. They might be here to stop Rukia's execution," he explained. "That might be it. It would also explain why he hasn't gone on a rampage and killed everyone." Aizen spoke up. "How many did you see, Captain Jin?" asked a short white-haired captain. "Well, let's see. Naruto, a green-haired girl. A tall black hair man. An orange spiky hair boy and a smaller black hair boy wearing all white. Lastly a reddish-orange haired girl as well. Aizen looked at Jin and Jin nodded. The priority here is Naruto. The others we can deal with later. All captains that see Naruto are to engage him at full power. Consider this war times. All vice captains are to focus on the others. Dismissed. The head captain gave his orders. Everyone started to leave, but everyone knew that Kenpachi would look for the super-powered hollow. Toshiro was walking when he overheard a conversation between Aizen and Jin. So, Jin, is there another reason that you battle this hollow Naruto? Well no, nothing else comes to mind. Jin said. You can't fool me, Jin. Maybe not. They both walked on. Toshiro walked on as well. His vice captain most likely missed her meeting with the others, so he would have to tell her to watch out for these intruders. This was going to be a long day. But Nel and Rangiku. So what would you like? Rangiku asked. Nel was wide-eyed as she looked at all of the tasty-looking food in the private mess hall that was Ranjiku's kitchen table. Wow. Now. Let's eat and drink. Right. Both started to mow down on the food and down the sake and other drinks there. But Naruto and Yoruichi. So this is the 2nd Division barrack. Nice, and you said that these people use their hands as well to fight? Naruto asked excitedly. Yep, and I was in charge of this place back when I was the captain of the 2nd Division. Now Soi Fon, my little bee, is grown up and now in charge. Yoruichi now had mock tears in her eyes. I'm so proud of her. Sweet. Hopefully they will at least make me fight at least somewhat seriously. Naruto said, walking in the front door. Then we was disappointed. This place should have traps all around. What the hell? Why doesn't it, Yoruichi? He asked the cat chilling on his shoulder. No one has the balls to walk in the front door of this place. You mean no one other than me does this? Well, okay, I buy that. Naruto nodded. I mean, no one but the old man would have the balls of steel that only I have, and women don't need balls of steel when they have nice juicy. POW. Naruto was on the ground before he could finish his sentence. I hate my life sometimes. Aw, poor baby. Yoruichi cooed. Mama will kiss it and make it feel all better. Someday. And I'll wait for that day. No matter how long I have to. Naruto smiled back at her. The two of them explored the 2nd Division barracks for a while. Yoruichi seeing new things since she's been there last. Wow, this place rocks. Naruto yelled from the hot spring. Him and, in her cat form, Yoruichi were enjoying. Still in the 2nd Division barracks. You know that we're going to get caught, right? Yoruichi didn't mind it. She was appalled that 2 intruders could just walk in and chill in the hot springs of this place. Especially since we're on the women's side of the hot springs. Yoruichi sometimes had to question Naruto's sanity. Sure, no one had been able to hurt him in a long time, but still. Never underestimate a pissed off woman. You sure you're sane, Naruto? Yep, I am sure I am not sane. That made no sense. It would if you were like me. Naruto said, still relaxing in the water. Yoruichi hopped out. Where you going? If you were more focused on your surroundings and not the water, you'd know. She left him to die heir to his unique encounter. Naruto paid her, leaving no mind. Think nothing of the sound he just heard either. The sound of the door opening from behind him. However, he did notice a high amount of spiritual pressure build up behind him. Most, it seems, pissed. Oh, hi there, my little bee. Are you here to enjoy this hot spring? The aura around Soi Fon was anything but happy. She was shaking with angry. She pulled out her Zanpakuto. Oh, this should be good. Naruto got up and quickly got dressed. As much as she would have loved to see her face when he fought her butt naked, it wasn't his style. But Toshiro. Toshiro was looked for his vice captain for a while now. No one had seen her in hours. At first he thought she was out drinking. But her first drinking spot was empty, well, of her anyway. Then he went to her no friends, and again she wasn't there. He was currently in front of her door. The last place for him to look for her. He was about to knock on the door when he heard laughing. One was Rangiku, no doubt, but he didn't recognize the other one with her. This is amazing, Rangiku. I've never had anything like this. The other women voice yelled. This pissed off Toshiro. She had missed possibly the most important meeting to date in the history of the Soul Society to drink with someone. Oh, she was going to get, and not in a good way. They slammed the door open. Rangiku. He yelled in anger. Oh, Captain, you're here? Why is that? Rangiku asked her captain in a drunken tone. Oh, this is the captain you keep talking about. He's cute, but not cuter than my sweet Foxy. Nel said in a same if not drunker tone. Toshiro looked at the green-haired girl and thought nothing of it. Although she looked somewhat familiar. Rangiku. You had a vice captain's meeting hours ago that you missed. Intruders have found their way in here and you're out drinking with, who are you? Toshiro looked at the white-suited green-haired girl that was drinking with his vice captain. Oh, this is the new girl. She just got here today, so. So you decided to skip out on your duties again. And drink with her. You. What is your name, rank and squad number? He asked in an official tone of voice. Huh? Nel looked at him with a drunken blush. My name is Nel, I don't have the rest of whatever you just said, she laughed a drunken laugh. I'm too drunk right now. Come on, join us in a drink of what is this again, Rangiku? Nel asked in her drunken state. The RRR, we have no time for this. Toshiro had been through this many times before. He was almost fed up with his vice captain's habits. Huh? Then his mind noticed something out of place. This Nel was in white, something he had seen before. That and her green hair that Jin gave at the meeting. As far as he knew, no one with green hair was in the Soul Society. Where did you come from, Nel? He asked. Hoping in her drunken state that she would be truthful. Huh? Oh, I came from the West Gate. He said, taking another drink. How did you get in through the West Gate? He asked again. He was itching for his sword. Oh, Naruto opened it for me. He's very strong and all. Handsome and best of all he's I forgot what I was going to say. Nel scratched her head a bit. Rangiku, get away from her. Toshiro yelled, drawing his Zanpakuto. Why, Captain? She looked a little shocked that her captain would react like this. She's an intruder. She came here with Naruto. The hollow that we fought not too long ago. This got Rangiku sober in a heartbeat and hopped away from Nel. Oh, does this mean we're no longer friends, Rangiku? She said, then downed the last of her drink. We're taking you in hollow. Toshiro told her. Bleach Ost invasion. She laughed a bit. Then looked at them with serious eyes and drew her Zanpakuto. You will try. The two sides stared at each other, each waiting for the other to move first. Nel went first, she destroyed the wall with a window and jumped out. Rangiku and Toshiro chased after her. Nel did a few slow back hops and then a backflip to get some distance from them. We don't have to fight you two. She lost her childish attitude. Why are you here? Toshiro asked her with authority. Nel tilted her head. As if she was confused by the question. Why else would I or anyone else come to this place? We are here to save Rukia from her unjust fate. What do you mean unjust? Rangiku asked. It was handed down by Central 46 and they were wrong to do so. Do you think it right to punish someone who saved someone else's life? If so, then you're just as bad as the rest. Naruto was right. You Soul Reapers cannot be reasoned with. So be it. Nel built up her spirit energy to be ready for the fight soon to come. Rangiku, stay back. I'll handy this. Go get reinforcements. But Captain. Now. Rangiku was hesitant to leave her captain with such a foe, but did as was ordered. Right, she started to leave. Be careful, Captain. She flashed step away from the battlefield. Hoping that she could find someone strong enough to help her captain. Why did you do that? Nel asked the white-haired captain. Do what? That. Send her subordinate away from this fight. I would assume you would use her to help you win. Not that it would have helped any. Nel was confused. She knew little of Soul Reapers in general, she was just curious. Why do you want to know? And I doubt that you would understand. I might actually, she said sadly, remembering her friends that died to protect her. Enough talk. I am Toshiro Hitsugaya, captain of the 10th squad. Toshiro introduced himself. Well met, now I am Neliel Tua Dershving, former 3rd Espada of the Arankar army of Wako Mundo. She introduced herself to him. Knowing that such knowledge would give him a heart attack. Army? Yes, an organized army in Wako Mundo. The creator of the army made it with the sole purpose of destroying the Soul Society and all Soul Reapers. She knew that giving away a little bit of information at a time was alright. So who created this army? Toshiro asked. But I will not tell you. Because even if I did, you would not believe me. Now then, let's get on with it. She Sanito right in front of him and attacked. Toshiro managed to block with his own blade. Fast. Wasting no time, Nel did an uppercut and sent Toshiro flying upwards. And powerful. Nel again used Sanito to get front of him, not allowing him to recover. She hit him down and he crashed into the ground. I was hoping for a greater fight than this. She commented aloud. Reign over the frosted heavens, Hyorin Meru. Nel looked down to see Toshiro charging her. Most impressive. She blocked his sword with her own. You also got stronger. Good. She forced him back with a swing of her blade. While flying back, she swung his blade and a small blade of ice came at her. She dodged it like it was the slowest thing in the world. You'll never touch me with that. She taunted. This wasn't like her. Alright. Try this on for size. Toshiro attacked with about a dozen ice dragons. This got Nel's attention and she was dodging each one. Some she was destroying with her sword if they got too close for her to dodge. What is it with this woman? Toshiro asked himself. Hoping that reinforcements came soon. My turn. She pointed a finger at Toshiro. Zero. Nel fired a purple-like zero at Toshiro. He barely got out of its way before it destroyed the place he was at. Nice moment there however. She was behind him. I'm still faster than you. Zero. Point blank Toshiro couldn't dodge it. Ah. Toshiro went crashing to the ground. Nel was somewhat saddened. Is that it? Is that all the power a captain has? She asked him. An ice dragon came for the dust and hit her head on. I'm not done yet. Toshiro started to build up a massive amount of spirit energy. Bankai. So soon? Nel asked. When the energy that covered Toshiro ended, his appearance changed. He had an ice tail, ice wings and an ice dragon head on him as well. It is over hollow. This raised Nel's eyebrow. I am not a mere hollow anymore, captain of the 10th squad. I am something far greater now than ever before. She got ready for round 2. Let us end this. Guncho Tsurara. Zero. Jushiro swung his blade and many ice daggers came from in front of him, but Nel blasted them with her Zero. You need to do better than that. Zero. Nel again blasted him with her powerful yet basic Zero. Jushiro wisely dodged before it hit him. No matter what I do she just brushes it off like nothing. Toshiro began to think harder. I have no choice, I must end this now. Toshiro began to concentrate. I'm not letting you do anything big, so you'll forgive me when I do this. She pointed her right index finger at Toshiro. Grand Race Zero. Toshiro felt the power coming off the new Zero that was fired at him. He tried to dodge, but the range of the attack was too big, so she used his wings to block for him. When it hit him and the surrounding area, devastation is the only word for it. Nel looked at her handiwork. Oh sorry, I should have held back more. She said aloud. Toshiro was bleeding from his head, but his Bankai was still active. I'm not finished yet. Oh, you survived? Nel asked in a surprised yet somewhat happy tone. She didn't want to kill anyone. But what surprised her more was that his ice Bankai was regenerating himself. That's a powerful Bankai you have. How is it that it can regenerate itself after taking that attack I just did? She asked him. Not really expecting an answer. My Bankai is ice. So as long as there is water around it can regenerate as many times as I need it to. He told her. Still staling for more time. Nice. She said. It's over. Nel looked a little shocked at that statement. Then she noticed many pillars of water rotating around her. Senenhai Oro. Your final prison. Toshiro told her. Not today, you seem to have forgotten that I am. She looked down to see ice and close her feet. Like I said, it's over hollow. He rotated his Zanpakuto. The hollow comment got Nel mad, and it takes a lot to get Nel made. She raised her blade to her face. I am not a hollow. The water encircled her, and when it made contact it encased her in ice. Then bleach Ost invasion. Huff. Huff. Captain. Jushiro looked behind him to see Rangiku with the 4th squad captain, her vice captain and captains of the 7th and 8th division, along with their vice captains. You're late, I already beat her. He said out of breath. She's in an eternal ice prison. Well done, Captain Toshiro. The 7th captain praised him. I knew you could, Captain. She couldn't stand up to. Declare. That one word froze all of them. No pun intended. Amusa. The massive ice prison shattered and an icy mist covered the area. Not possible. Rangiku yelled. Lanziter Verdi. No one other than Toshiro saw an object spinning at them at high speeds. He jumped in front of it and used his wings to protect himself. The object hit him with a force he never felt before and it launched him back no matter the amount of power he put into his shield. When he hit the ground near his comrades an explosion occurred and it rendered all of the other weak and Toshiro on the verge of passing out. Nel grabbed her lance and it returned into his Zanpakuto. She walked from the mist to it down Toshiro. I hope you survived that. Naruto told us not to kill anyone if we could help it. Anyway, as a reward for impressing me, I'll give you a warning. The ones who created the Arankar army are the ones with the most eyes, the least eyes and the forever smile. Goodbye Toshiro, it was fun. She ruffled his hair, then Toshiro passed out and Nel used Echo Flash to leave, wanting to get away as fast as possible. But Naruto. Naruto was dodging attack after attack from Soi Fon. Oh come on. Can't you just let this one pass? I swear I won't do it again today at least. He thought the last part to himself. I Naruto. She yelled. Well, at least she used me name. She said to himself. But if it's a fight you want, Naruto spotted dodging and faced her. She smirked at him. A fight you shall have. Fated battles. Naruto was leading Soi Fon on a merry chase in the woods. Stop running and fight me. She yelled from behind him. Even though I'm not going at full speed, she's able to keep up. You trained her well, Yoruichi. Naruto thought. Why? Isn't it fun to chase your love interest? Naruto asked while he made Soi Fon blush. Then she got pissed. Sting all enemies to death. Suzumabachi. Soi Fon yelled as her Shikai came to life. This trick again? Naruto asked as he saw Soi Fon and her Shikai. He then stopped, seeing as they were far enough away from her barracks. Didn't want her men to interfere with this little battle of theirs. He got into the air, so they had more room play. "Die hollow," she yelled as she charged him. Naruto sighed. "And here I thought we were on first name terms. And I don't like being called a hollow." Naruto just dodged Soi Fon's attacks. By either side stepping or hoping over her. Way of destruction. Pale lighting. Naruto held out his hand and stopped it. Then he felt Soi Fon behind him. "Got you." She went for his neck, but before she could hit him she was blown away. She regained her balance so she didn't slam into the ground. "Nice mobility there, I dare say that anyone else would have made nice friends with the ground," Naruto told her, respecting her ability nothing more. "I don't need compliments from one such as you," she said with a sneer. "So feisty, I like that in a woman," Naruto said. Naruto turned to his right. "It seems that one of my friends just ended her battle. With a captain no less." Soi Fon smirked. "Then she is dead then, such a thing happens when you face a captain." Naruto looked at her like she was crazy. "What are you talking about?" She held back and she beat whoever she was fighting. "Anyway, back to our fight." Naruto pointed a finger at her. A normal colored Zero fired at Soi Fon at high speeds. Using her own speed she dodged it. Only to be front of Naruto when she did. "You moved too slow to face me," she looked at him with one eye, as that was as long as it took before she was hit by Naruto. A simple hit to her sent her flying past and through trees. She used her flexibly to dodge most stress as she was flying through the forest. She finally stopped herself after an unknown amount of time moving flying through the forest. "Where are you?" "Right here," Naruto again said behind her. Soi Fon blocked as best she could, but again was sent flying into the night air. Is it that he's stronger than before? Or she looked behind her to see Naruto again, and again he hit her to the ground. She had no time to adjust herself, and she hit the ground hard, leaving a good-sized crater and picking up a lot of dirt. He held back last time. She thought as she was sent flying. Nearby and careful not to get caught up in the fight, Yoruichi was watching. She was concerned that Naruto might hurt Soi Fon. Not on purpose, but he is powerful enough to do it without trying. "Be careful, my little bee. Naruto has far more power than you can imagine." Naruto backhanded Soi Fon into the trees. "Come on, my little bee," Naruto taunted. "Is that all you got?" She spit out some blood in her mouth and got up. In a flash step she was right behind Naruto again. And again he dodged her attacks. Sidestep and hoping over her, no matter what she did she couldn't hit him. Then Naruto notices that he saw Soi Fon in front of him, but felt her behind him. Using Echo Flash he got out of the way. "You almost had me, but your fake clones will not help you here, my little bee," Naruto taunted again. Soi Fon was not one to give up easily. She charged him again using her clones to try to fool Naruto again, but again it didn't work. He either dodged her or knocked her attack away. Naruto had enough of this and kicked her away, pointed a finger at her and despair Zero. Using her flexibility, Soi Fon dodged a main blast, but was still hit by the shock wave. AGHHH. Impressive, most impressive. Naruto looked up. It was late at night. "Time to end this, my little behem." "It's not over." Soi Fon was gathering a lot of spiritual pressure. She took off her captain's cloak and an aura surrounded her. "This is new," Naruto said to himself while looking at the new and improved pissed off Soi Fon. "You will not leave here alive." She appeared right in front of Naruto, much to his shock. "She's faster than before. Did you teach her this, Yoruichi?" Naruto used Echo Flash to get away, and then Soi Fon was behind him again. It soon became a flash fight, Naruto being faster than her, but she was keeping up. "Isn't this Yoruichi's flash cry? Or at least it looks like it. It looks like Soi Fon's one is incomplete at the moment." "Enough of this." Naruto hit her down and she fell hard. Dirt covered the area where she fell, then a pure blast of Keto energy hit flew to Naruto. Naruto hit it away, but Soi Fon was right there behind it. She was aiming for his eye. It was slow motion, Naruto watching as Soi Fon's stinger was getting closer. He quickly grabbed it. However, Soi Fon brought up her leg and hit him hard on his head. Naruto felt it, that was for sure. "You're good, no doubt. But I know of someone better." Naruto started. Soi Fon coughed as she got up. "Why?" she asked. "Why can't I beat you?" Soi Fon charged at Naruto using everything she had to kill him. "I've trained until I couldn't move." Soi Fon was attacking Naruto hand to hand and Naruto just blocked all of her attacks. "I've trained for 100 years to pass her. And yet I lose to you." She tried to kick him, but he blocked with his knee. "Why? Why can't I beat you? Why can't I kill you? Why did you leave me, Lady Yoruichi? Why?" Tears of frustration built up in Soi Fon's eyes. "She's not seeing me. She's seeing Yoruichi." This shocked Naruto for a bit. Enough so Soi Fon hit him hard in the face. She smirked, then tried again only for Naruto to grab her arm. Naruto was finally fed up with the fight. He did a spin and used the momentum to toss Soi Fon hard to the trees below. "This game is over. Gran Ray Zero." Naruto pointed his right index finger to the place Soi Fon fell. No. Naruto was head-butted by Yoruichi in her cat form and the Grand Ray Zero was dissipated. Ow damn it. How in the hell does that hurt? Naruto held his forehead where Yoruichi head-butted him. It will not end like this. Naruto heard Soi Fon yelled. Bankai. That's not good. Naruto said to himself. Yoruichi was shocked as well. That Soi Fon reached Bankai in 100 years. That was impressive to say the least. But she was even more shocked by Soi Fon's Bankai. It looked like a giant missile. Unlike my Shikai, death in 2 steps, my Bankai can kill you in 1 hit. She aimed it at Naruto. Feel honored hollow. I've never used this before. You'll be its first victim. She aimed and fired. Naruto looked as the missile got closer. He was about to move when he felt chains on his feet. Oh come on. The missile hit his mark. What have I done? Yoruichi asked. When she interfered she cost Naruto his life. Huff. Huff. It's over, she smiled. She felt her reinforcements coming to aid her, no doubt from all of the spiritual pressure going all over the place. She heard something and saw a fast-moving beam of black light coming for her. It pierced her shoulder with her Bankai. She couldn't feel anything in that arm anymore. It was numb. That almost hit me there, my little bee. Now that was a killer sting you had. Almost killed me too. Maybe I should call you Killer Bee instead of my little bee. Naruto said from the smoke. Soi Fon looked up. Something she never used, but it should have killed him. How? Was all she asked. When you had me in chains I knew that I couldn't get out of the way. If you noticed I drew my Zanpakuto. I used an ability I never had used since I made it until now. Naruto told her. I swung my blade when your Bankai attack was close enough. So it never hit me. Naruto was chained by the legs as the missile was coming for him. She drew his Zanpakuto and as he swung small black zeros came from his Zanpakuto at different times from the tip. The first one hit the missile dead on while others formed a small shield around the blast, deflecting most of the explosion. I call it Zero Blade. I made it some 200 years ago. Or so, I could have used it but never needed to. It's not meant to kill unless I make it more powerful. I have a use for it in my Shikai mode or higher as my Shikai is just naturally devastating. So I could launch missiles of my own, mind you they're not as powerful as yours to be an instant kill like yours, but they get the job done nonetheless. Naruto told her as he walked up to her down form. She had used everything she had in the fight. She even landed a good hit and if he didn't have Zero Blade, he might have had one less arm right now. Her Bankai was now in its Shikai form. You did find my Killer Bee, but I think I'll call you my little bee still. Nah. Soi Fon was pissed beyond belief. She had lost, again, to the same person. Why? Why can't I beat him? Why can't I beat you? She yelled at him and with her last ounce of strength, she tried to hit him again with her stinger. She put everything she had into her last attack. Naruto saw it and he didn't dodge it. It was stopped by Naruto's steel skin. She passed out on the ground. Rest up Soi Fon, you'll need it. Naruto put Soi Fon in a more comfortable position and left her. He felt others coming and they'll take care of her. It had been a long day of fights. Ichigo had his own as did Orihime, Chad and Ryu. Well, more so Ichigo than Orihime as Ichigo had 2 fights. Lucky dog. But the day was won for them and they survived. Naruto had felt that Nel had her own fight and she had won. The day was over and Naruto, not needing any sleep, continued to roam around the place. Hey Yoruichi. I'm glad you're safe Naruto. I didn't think that Soi Fon had Bankai, nor did I think she would use it. Seeing as how it is a giant missile. She told him. Yay, anyway, mind telling me why you did the headbutt from hell just a moment ago? He asked, still rubbing his head. I didn't want you to kill her. It wasn't going to kill her. At worst, she was going to be bleeding and you could have healed that if it was so bad. But I understand. So, where to next? Naruto asked. You don't want to rest? The cat looked at him. No. It'll take a lot more than that to keep me down. Besides, I'm still so full of energy it's unreal. Naruto said flexing his hand. I see. Well good luck with that, I need to check on the others. Yoruichi went on the rooftops and left Naruto to his own devices. This was a mistake since Naruto, when left to his own devices, gets into all kind of trouble. Naruto moved on and found himself in the 5th Division's barracks. He looked around. Captain Aizen. Naruto heard and decided to go to see what was up. He saw a young girl in front of a door. Sorry to disturb you at such a late hour, but the young girl started. Oh Momo, please come in. Naruto saw the captain. It was the glasses one he fought and the one that made Nel who she was. He was the one that made the Rancor army. So that is what Forbidden Angel meant when she said that he was stronger than he let on. Naruto walked on to listen in. They were talking normally. It seemed that the little girl, Momo, didn't know that Aizen was a traitor, which is good and yet bad. Naruto could tell that she was borderline obsessed with him. Inside Aizen was writing when he felt the ever-so-slight shift in spiritual pressure. He felt it before. When he faced the hollow with the rest of the captains. He got up. "Captain? Momo, I'm stepping out for a while, I'll be back." He smiled at her. "I'm okay," she said. Back outside, Naruto knew he would come. People like him always do. Naruto waited for him in a nearby courtyard. Waiting for him to show up, not long, and he did. No one else was around aside from Momo herself, and she was back at his room. "Hello Naruto, was it? It is nice to meet you again." He greeted. "Cut the crap, Aizen. I know all about you, Nel told me when she regained her memories. You're lucky the old man wouldn't believe any time in his afterlife time." Naruto told him. "Oh? Is that so? I thought she had died some 100 years ago. Guess she survived." "She did. I saved her. Some ass in your army did it to her. Tell him that when I do find him again I'm going to kill him slowly, surely and most painfully. But I have to wait to kill you." Naruto threatened him. Naruto also felt her presence. "Go back to my room and stay there," he said. Just then Momo was right in front of Aizen protectively. She had her Zanpakuto out to defend Aizen if necessary. "I told you to go back to my room." Naruto saw her fidget in his presence. Her hands were shaking and she looked afraid to face him. "I can't, Captain Aizen. He just threatened you and head Captain Yamamoto." Naruto figured she didn't hear all of the conversation. "Don't worry Momo. Naruto here doesn't wish to fight and I cannot beat him on my own. Even if you were to leave and find help he would beat or kill me before you could return and he long gone. But if we fight, he could kill us. I wish no harm to you Momo. Just him standing there is tough on you, I can see it." Aizen sounded caring to Momo. "But Captain." Naruto placed an arm on her neck and she fell asleep. "You almost sound convincing. Had I been anyone else I would have believed every word you said to her. But you put in a little of the truth in your lie to make it believable. The best lies always have a hint of truth to him." Naruto picked up Momo bridal style and placed her in the bed that Aizen had made for her. "You Naruto, look as if you care about her. And if I do? You're going to make you move, I can feel it. What you're going to do I don't know all of the details, but I know that these soul reapers will believe me then. Then Nel and I can give all of the dirt she knows about you and you'll have a problem now won't you?" Naruto said placing the blanket over her. "Now why do you care for anyone? Someone as powerful as you can do whatever you want. Why help others?" Aizen asked. "Someone like you wouldn't understand. I fight for others, not myself. And I see that when you do betray this place she is going to feel it the most." Naruto looked at him and he just smiled. "Why not kill me now? Surely you could and stop my evil plans before they bear fruit." Aizen. "To what end? Killing you now would mean that you would be seen as a hero. Trust me I would love to, but then Rukia would not be off the hook. She would be hunted. When you betray the people that call you friend Rukia will be free. Because they would hate you more allowing us to kill you. Rukia's sake is the only reason you're alive right now. Make peace with whatever god you believe in. You'll be seeing him or her soon." Naruto used Echo Flash to leave him alone. "Oh but Naruto you gave me everything I needed," Aizen said to himself. He then began to think of a plan. Next morning. Naruto had a bad feeling, something he doesn't get lightly, and raced back to the 5th Division barracks. "Captain?" Momo woke up. She looked around, no Captain Aizen. "Captain?" She looked for her captain everywhere. "Captain?" She headed to the courtyard where Aizen and Naruto were last at. Naruto was in the courtyard that he had his talk with Aizen. He looked up to see Aizen's Zanpakuto stabbed in the wall high above the ground. "So that was your game," he said. He could see an outline of Aizen around the sword as well as blood on the wall and on the ground. "Aizen?" Naruto looked behind him to see Momo. She looked utterly devastated. She must be seeing the illusion of Aizen's death. "You?" She pointed at Naruto, she had tears in her eyes. She draws her Zanpakuto and charged Naruto without a second thought. Naruto stopping it with his hand. "You wish to kill me?" he asked her. He could see the rage in her eyes. "You killed Captain Aizen. I'll never forgive you." She backed away then charged at him again. Naruto looked at her suddenly, he figured she would react like this. He grabbed her Zanpakuto. "Sorry young one but you are far too young to fight someone like me. Let go of your hate," he told her. Snap she stopped. Naruto had released a lot of spiritual pressure. Stopping her from using Shikai. He has this much. I must avenge Captain Aizen. She tried to free her Zanpakuto from Naruto's grip but he was far too powerful for her to do so. Naruto could feel others coming at his spiritual pressure spike. He stopped and took one last look at Momo. "Know this child. Don't believe everything you see." He told her and he left before the others came. With Nel. Nel was snoring in a bed. Said bed belonged to Rangiku as she was away tending to her captain's wounded pride. Division 4 barracks. Inside the 4th Division Captain Retsu was in her office. She had just finished healing Toshiro only for Soi Fon to be brought in. She had never been this busy before. So many other Soul Reapers were injured as well. It seemed the humans that have infiltrated are stronger than anyone anticipated. Then the horrible news, Captain Aizen's death. She had examined the body and confirmed it was Aizen's. But something was off and she couldn't place her finger on it. That and Naruto was blamed for it. If he did do it, why use Aizen's own blade? He could have easily just destroyed Aizen. Then left before anyone would have seen him. Captain, more have come in. They fought the humans and lost. Retsu heard her vice captain tell her. Yes, it was going to be a long day. But Naruto was not having fun. Aizen faked his death and made it look like Naruto did it. With his vice captain Momo as a witness. Everything he did that night screamed he murdered Aizen. Okay Aizen, you won that round. But this game is still on. Naruto said while walking. He stopped and turned around. You're my next opponent then? He asked. Behind Naruto were a tall man with a helmet and another man with dark sunglasses. My name is Naruto Uzumaki of the Forsaken Race. Naruto introduced himself again. I am Vice Captain Tetsuzumi Iba of the 7th Squad, said the shorter man. I'm just going to call you Iba. Naruto told the guy with a very long first name. This got a tick mark from him. I am Captain Sajin Komamura of the 7th Squad. The tall man with the helmet released his power. Very well, let's get this over with. Naruto said, not wanting to prolong this. He drew his blade and it fired, it hit the vice captain. Iba. I just wanted him out of the way. He would die if we fought around him. Come, let us fight and end this. I'm surprised that you would want to fight me alone. Naruto told him. You killed Captain Aizen. I will bring you down myself. Then come. Naruto dodged the tall man's first attack. Roar Tenkin. Komamura released his Shikai. The phantom sword came at Naruto and he was forced to block with his own blade. Naruto forced the phantom blade away. I told you once before you cannot face me. Naruto appeared in front of him. If you cannot face yourself. With one powerful strike Naruto destroyed Komamura's helmet. Naruto looked at Komamura. Wow, fox. How ironic. This got a tick mark from Komamura. Hey, I have nothing against foxes, I love foxes. In fact, I have one in my gut. A 9-tailed fox. And she's being difficult right now. Naruto said to the man. I will not let this hinder me. Komamura's phantom blade came at Naruto once again. Naruto again blocked it with his own. Now you can face me since you now can face yourself. Naruto told him. I will not be mocked. Komamura yelled, building up his spiritual pressure. I wasn't mocking you, I was lecturing you. Zero blade. Naruto swung his sword. Komamura used a phantom arm to block it. He felt it and there was some blood on his left arm. Naruto appeared in front of him and slashed downward. Komamura blocked the tip end of Naruto's blade with his own, but he had it near the base, and Naruto was still overpowering him. Using both hands, Komamura still couldn't hold Naruto's power back. Komamura jumped back to avoid Naruto's blade. I will not lose. Komamura yelled. Naruto got in the air to have more room to fight. Bankai. Komamura released his Bankai to fight the seemingly unstoppable Hollow. Naruto saw Komamura unleash a giant right in front of him. You will not escape this. Komamura swung his blade and the giant did the same. Naruto blocked, but the force behind the attack pushed him back. Naruto needed to do a backflip to regain his stance. That Bankai of yours is quite powerful. However, devastate and despair. Komamura's eyes widened. Forbidden Angel. Naruto's Zanpakuto became its evil version. I noticed that this giant moves as you do. But I also noticed that blood on your arm when I attacked it. So by using Bankai you become stronger and weaker. Your power increases, but so does the change of injury. Komamura didn't respond. I thought so. Naruto raised his blade. So if I were to do this, Naruto brought it down and made a deep gash in the giant and Komamura as well. QP Zero. A zero that looked like a fox head hit the giant's stomach. Blood leaked from the giant and Komamura. HHHHH. Komamura attacked one last time. Naruto blocked the giant's sword and sliced Komamura. He lived, but he was seriously wounded. Komamura fell to the ground, but Naruto caught him so he didn't die from the fall. He felt others coming so he would live past today. When you can face yourself without someone else's help, you can face me, my friend. Naruto kneeled Komamura. I know what it is like, trust me when I say that. We will meet again. Naruto was gone in a flash. Captain Komamura. Naruto was long gone, and Komamura was thinking about what he said. With Nel. Nel yawned as she woke. That was a nice rest. She said to herself. She stretched and cracked her neck. Captain Kid was a tough one. That's for sure. She raided Ranjiku's fridge of her milk, drinking from the bottle. I wonder what I'm going to do today. She wondered aloud. After more raiding she headed out. Oh, Rangiku will be pissed when she returns home. She wandered aimless once again throughout the place. Not knowing where she might go or who she might face next. A captain was nothing to snuff at. She had to go nearly full power at the end of it. She wondered if the other captains were as powerful as the kid captain. She knew the old man was stronger, but she hoped the others were stronger. She then came upon a barrack. The 4th squad barracks. Sounds fun. I wonder what kind trouble I can cause here. She skipped inside. Inside, Toshiro shivered. It was the kind of shiver he got when Rangiku was up to something. Nel looked around the hospital-like barracks. Many men were giving her catcalls and she just waved at them. None of them thinking with their north head. She was saying hi to everyone in the rooms if they saw her. Even a man with a fox head who she said was cool. A brooding-like woman lying down in bed with a mad look on her face who said she needed to lighten up. Soi Fon would have killed her if she wasn't so tired and if the 4th captain wasn't there today. Then Nel said hi to a kid in one room and then she backtracked to look at who it was. The kid looked up to see Nel. Hey. It's the kitty captain. Nel yelled. This got a tick mark from hell on Toshiro. I am not a kid. Then he noticed that it was Nel who said it. You. Hi. Did I hurt you so bad you're in the hospital? Nel seemed to care wholeheartedly. I'll help you get better. She left the screen then came back. A thermometer. She put it in his mouth. She left the screen then came back. An ice pack. She put it on his head. She left the screen then came back. A nice warm blanket. She wrapped it around him. She left the screen then came back. A comfy pillow. She put it behind him. She left the screen then came back. And some gelatin. Woo, looked at it wiggle. Nel said with big hazel eyes. This is not helping. Toshiro was shaking with annoyance and anger. It's not. Nel looked surprised. Then this might. She began to hug him. This always gets Naruto's spirits up when he's down. Nel's hug began to break bones and Toshiro's spine. They're breaking. Toshiro wondered if this was her true power. And how powerful Naruto must be if this gets him out of a down mood. Captain, are you alright? Rangiku rushed in when she felt his spirit energy go haywire. You. Nel looked at Rangiku. Hey Rangiku. Want to drink some more? She asked, then she dodged Ranjiku's blade with a backflip. She backflipped out of the room and into the courtyard of the 4th barracks. Rangiku chased her out there. Come on Rangiku. We don't have to fight, I thought we were friends. Nel whined. Rangiku scowled. Aw, don't be like that. Nel bent forward to dodge two more blades. She then hopped and did a spin to the right to dodge another blade above her. Momo, Aizen, Nanao. Rangiku looked relieved. I felt the spiritual pressure and came to help. Captain Retsu will be here any minute, she was at a captain's meeting earlier. Aizen told Rangiku. I was here on behalf of my captain. Nanao said aloud and annoyed. Momo was silent. She had a hated look toward Nel. So that's how it's going to be? Nel said in a serious tone. Toshiro's, who was watching from his room, blood froze. It was the same tone she used when they were fighting. All of you run. That's an order. But captain. Rangiku looked at her still injured captain. Rangiku. She beat me while she was holding back. The four of you have no chance. Get out of here. That's an order. He said, fearful for their lives. Tell me where Naruto is. Momo demanded. Nel looked at her. Aizen's new victim. She hoped that she got over him soon. I don't know where Naruto is. I haven't since we separated when we got here. Nel shrugged. There. Then I'll force it from you. Momo yelled. Just then Nel was surrounded by unnamed soul reapers, about a dozen of them. We of the 11th division will take on this foe. Treachery Bleach Movie 2 soundtrack. Nel looked at them. You will try, all of them charged her. And fail. She drew her sword and in an instant they were all defeated. The four women looked shocked, they didn't even see her attack them. Next. Brawl Hineko. Runitagumo. Snap Tobium. Nanao raised her blade only to notice that Nel was behind her. Then she fell to the ground, a large gash on her body and blood splashing all over from it. Nel swung her blade outward to get rid of the blood on it. Aizen caught Nanao so she didn't hit the ground. Zero. Nel aimed at Rangiku and Momo. Momo gathered spirit energy in her blade, then fired a fireball at the Zero. At first the fireball and the Zero were even, then the Zero won out and continued to Rangiku and Momo. But they got out of its way before it hit them. AHHH. Nel used Sanito to get away from Aizen's attack from behind. She had healed Nanao so she would live. She's too powerful. Get out of there. Toshiro warned again. He's right, you know I am Neliel Tua Dershvink, former third espada of the Arankar army of Wako Mundo. Nel introduced herself to the three vice captains. An army? Aizen looked terrified. Under your banner? Yelled Momo. My banner? Little girl, you're mistaken, think about what I just said, former third espada of the Arankar army of Wako Mundo. Notice anything? She asked. Momo didn't bother as she attacked Nel again. Nel blocked it with her blade. While Momo was struggling to hit Nel just held her arm steady. Like it was easy for her to block Momo's attack. It was then that Aizen figured out what Nel said. You said former and you're said third. Meaning you're no longer a part of the Hueco Mundo army and you were not the strongest. That's correct, Nel said from behind Aizen. Aizen's eyes widened. She turned around and tried to block Nel's attack, but Nel cut right through Aizen's Zanpakuto. Aizen. Both Rangiku and Momo yelled. Aizen was on the ground so she didn't fall to her death. Then Soi Fon and Toshiro appeared, Toshiro in front of her and Soi Fon behind her. They both didn't have Shikai active. Nel used Sanito to get away from them. Both captains hit each other's Zanpakuto. Sorry. Better luck next time. Nel joked. Captain. You're still injured. Rangiku yelled. Injured? I still have a better chance of beating her than you, Rangiku. He told his vice captain. You won't live past today, Hollow. Yelled an injured Soi Fon. You know, I've heard that before and yet I'm still here. Nel gave them a big smile. Sting all enemies to death. Soi Fon eyes widened. As did Toshiro's and Rangiku. Soi Fon now had a very big gash across her back. Nel once again swung her blade to get the blood off it. Captain Soi Fon. Worry about yourself, Captain Kid. Nel said from behind him. Toshiro tried to turn around and block, but Nel was too fast for him and Toshiro joined Soi Fon on the ground. I'm bored. I'll end this now. Go Hineko. Rangiku tried to attack. But Nel went right past her attack into her. Nel was right in front of her and punched her in the gut, knocking the wind out of her. Nel then went in front of Momo and slashed her across her back, disabling her in the fight. The victor was Nel once again. Then Treachery Bleach Movie 2 soundtrack. Nel used Sanito to get away. A moment later Retsu came onto the scene. Seeing her vice captain and the others. Oh dear, what did you two do to reopen your wounds? Retsu asked nicely. She took all of the injured and put them back in bed. Some with restraints. With Naruto. Naruto was waiting for Yoruichi. Yoruichi had told him to wait in a cave of sorts near the place where Rukia is held. Finally, after a while, Yoruichi came back with Ichigo, who was passed out. What happened to Wonder Boy? Naruto asked. Got into a fight with the captain. She told him. Wait, where's Orihime? Naruto asked, a bit fearful. Yoruichi looked at him. Then realized that Orihime wasn't with Ichigo. Oh crap. How could I have missed that? Yoruichi smacked herself. Never mind that, I'll find her. It won't take too long. Naruto left without another. Naruto was using Echo Flash all over the place. Risking being seen by the old man. Not wanting to face him yet made sure he wasn't in the same place for more than a few seconds. He finally found her signature. He was over the 13th barracks. Naruto looked through a window. Thank you for bringing me my tea. Naruto saw the 13th captain say to Orihime. She was in a black Soul Reaper outfit handing tea to the captain. All the while two other Soul Reapers looking on in envy. No problem, I'm glad to help. Orihime said with her normal voice. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. Either the captain didn't know Orihime wasn't a Soul Reaper. Or he wasn't trying to kill her. Either way he was thankful, he had come to care for Orihime more than he thought he would. She was his little sister after all. So, when did you get here again? The 13th captain named Jushiro asked Orihime. Oh, I got here yesterday. She said. Naruto sighed. I see, well, I need to take a wake, I'll be right back, oh, and tell Kiin and Sentaro that I'll be right back. He smiled. Did he sense me? Naruto asked himself. Yes sir. Orihime said with enthusiastic cheerfulness. Jushiro smiled. Jushiro walked a bit away to a small clearing in his compound. I know you're there. Jushiro closed his eyes as he felt Naruto behind him. You're less healthy than I recall. What happened? Naruto asked. Just a simple sickness. Anyway, why are you here? Not to kill me, I hope. He asked. I didn't kill Aizen. Not that you'd believe me. No, I somewhat believe you. You don't strike me as the type to kill a person for no reason. I spoke with Captain Retsu. She remembers you from some time ago. She was only a third seat at the time. Jushiro told Naruto. But back to the question at hand, why are you here? You're not a normal Soul Reaper. All the others I've faced have tried to kill me. Naruto told him. You're dodging the question. That's not the only thing I've been dodging today. But I've been looking for someone. Jushiro thought about it. This someone wouldn't happen to be that girl in my room, would it? He asked. Harm her and I go full power and destroy everything in this place and open a door from here to Hueco Mundo and tell the Hollows it's open session on Soul Reapers. Naruto gave him a stern, powerful and cold look. And trust me, Hollows outnumber Soul Reapers 3,000 to 1, last I checked. Which wasn't too long ago. Naruto threatened him again. Jushiro gave a shy and nervous laugh. Don't worry, even if I did believe that Rukia was guilty of the crime Center 46 charged her with, I know that Orihime is too nice a girl to do that to. So she will be safe with me. At least until someone other than my squad and the captain of the 8th squad won't do anything he is not needed to do, finds out. Naruto gave him a nod. That's good. Keep her out of trouble, she is only here to help Ichigo save Rukia. One more thing, ask her to heal you, tell her that Naruto was okay. He started to walk away. Wait, what? She can heal people, but this is something that not even Captain Retsu can cure. Jushiro looked at Naruto in disbelief. Naruto turned to him. Trust me when I say her healing powers are beyond that of Captain Retsu. What she lacks in attack she makes up for in defense and support. Just ask her to heal you, you'll be fine. Again Naruto was about to leave. Wait, one more question. If you didn't kill Captain Aizen, who did? He asked. If he could get a hint it would mean to the world to Momo. But Momo was dead set on killing Naruto. Everyone could see it in her eyes. Who said anyone killed him? Naruto vanished in a flash. This small clue along with the small clues that Nel left might be what is needed to foil Aizen's plans. Ishiro pondered what Naruto said. But he will take Naruto advice and ask Orihime to heal him. Naruto went back to where Yoruichi was with Wonder Boy. What the hell? Put some cloths on. Naruto heard Ichigo yell. No doubt that Yoruichi transformed into her sexy naked self. But then it clicked. Yoruichi was naked. Naruto used Echo Flash to a speed the world had not seen before or will ever see again. Naruto appeared in the cave. Only for Yoruichi to have been fully dressed. Nuo! Naruto yelled to the heavens. Everyone in the Soul Society heard him. From Ichigo and Yoruichi to the near-deaf in the farthest parts of the edge of the Soul Society. Even Soi Fon heard him and knew it was his voice. She smirked. Good, whatever happened to him I hope was painful. She said and spit. Ichigo and Yoruichi just looked on as the most powerful being they have even known was sulking in a corner. I missed out on a great point in my life. He mumbled. Is he going to be alright? Ichigo asked. I'm sure he'll be fine. Yoruichi told him while patting Naruto on the head. Naruto continued to mumble. It took a while, but Naruto got out of his funk and watched Yoruichi train Ichigo. Trying to help him active Bankai. It was soon that Zangetsu was training Ichigo and Yoruichi and himself were on the sidelines. Naruto did you get your Bankai? Yoruichi asked Naruto. In 100 years' time and a promise of at least one powerful opponent that can handle her. Naruto answered. What do you mean? Forbidden Angel and I fought just like this over 300 years ago. When it was over and I won, she said that she wants at least one opponent that can face her. I never needed to use Bankai, my mask is the highest I've ever really needed to go in terms of power. Naruto told Yoruichi. Yes, I remember that. But why does Forbidden Angel want to fight at least once? It's in her nature. She prays to Kami, but no one listens. That is why she is with me. She wants to be known, for the right or wrong reason she wants to be known. She's lonely, but don't tell her I said that. Naruto whispered. Yoruichi giggled. So, do you intend to kill the old man? He may be an ass sometimes, but he is a good man. No. We will fight, there is no avoiding that, Forbidden Angel believes that I will need Bankai, and I agree with her. However she also says that I will need to go one step further than that as well. Naruto continued to watch Ichigo, getting his ass handed to him I might add. Yoruichi was shocked. You have something above Bankai. Yes, Naruto said in a somewhat sad tone. I get it this time. Ichigo yelled. What is it? With Nel. Naruto's voice could be heard while Nel was facing Retsu. It is the same power that all Ranker have. The power to become what we once were, only stronger. I had a feeling you'd find me. Naruto did say out of all of the Soul Reapers you are the most understanding. Although, I find it hard to believe that you'd come alone. Nel told her. Do you wish to talk? Or fight me by yourself? Nel crossed her arm over her chest. Retsu said nothing at first. Then said. I only wish to talk. Is that so? Well, what about? Nel got back into child mode. Well, what is Naruto planning? Why is he here? Retsu asked. Oh? Is that all? Nel asked shocked. Retsu nodded. Well, I see no harm in telling you. Seeing as even if I told you everything I know about Naruto it wouldn't hurt him. Well, Naruto intends to save Rukia from her unjust fate. Destroy Center 46 if he has time and get the stick out of all these males' asses. He said with much more power in his voice. Nel said smiling. Retsu raised an eyebrow. He intends to destroy Center 46. Why? She asked. Why not? I mean, name one thing that they did that didn't screw up this place even more. Name one thing they did to help the people outside these walls. Nel became more serious. Soul Reapers have the gall to call this place heaven. But this is hell with a nice name and sunlight. And Center 46 is at the top of it. I would destroy it myself, but Naruto said that's for him to do, and I let him. The only reason I don't go full power and rack havoc on this place because Naruto doesn't want me to be hurt. Nel had a dead serious look in her eye. Retsu sighed sadly. I see, is there no way to convince him to stop this? Unless your center 46 is willing to change, no. You have a better chance of killing him than changing his mind about this. And trust me when I say, only your head captain has a chance to do it. But even Naruto says that there is only one way to kill him, and only he knows how. But I've talked about Naruto for too long. If we are not going to fight, I must move on. Retsu nodded. One more question, just how powerful is Naruto? Nel looked at her then smiled. That is not something one can say in words. I have never seen Naruto at full power. Nor do I expect to anytime soon. Nel smiled. However, this got Retsu's attention. I can tell you this. Against Naruto's power, all means of resistance are pointless. If you were to take precautions against Forbidden Angel, your plans are still not good enough. If you were going to take precautions against everything else, your plans are still not good enough. Even if you were to gather your minds and take precautions against unfortunate events like the sky falling or the earth splitting, Nel paused in a dramatic way. Naruto is far above your plans. Nelson Ito to another place. Retsu thought about the answers she got. It frightened her. If it were true, then only head captain Yamamoto could handle Naruto. But she had work to do and went back to her barracks to heal the captains that reopened their wounds. She would tell Yamamoto. With Naruto, Ichigo and Yoruichi, in human form and in a two-piece bikini, were in the hot spring in the training ground. Kitsukage needs to put something like this in his training grounds, might make them more presentable then. Naruto said, relaxing. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any. Chad and Uryu have been captured. They lost to a captain. Yoruichi told Naruto. Ichigo could feel it, he felt it not too long ago. I felt it as well. They are alive, but they are worst for wear. But I can't sense Uryu's power anymore. Naruto was lost in thought. I'm sure he's fine. Ichigo said aloud. He's strong, he won't go down that easily. Ichigo knew this from experience. No doubt you're right, Ichigo. Naruto smiled. Ichigo was much like him back in the day. But now Naruto could be called an old man. He even sounded like it sometimes. Naruto, can I ask you a question? Ichigo started, Naruto nodded sure. Do you think that I can active Bankai in 2 days? He asked. Well, I need to get going, see ya. Yoruichi vanished. She ran off. That sexy minx left me with the brat. Damn, if this is how it's going to be when the kids start showing up, then I'm as good as funked. Oh wait, I'm already funked. Naruto thought about Ichigo's question. You'll set a record, that's for sure if you do. I myself took the better part of 100 years to get Bankai. Whether or not you can get Bankai is not something I can answer. No one is the same when it comes to how they learn Bankai, some say that only a chosen few can get it, but I say bullshit on that. You, a mere human, have Soul Reaper powers, managed to get Shikai in record time. If you can get Bankai in the next 2 days, I'm sure you can. Naruto answered. But, it depends on if you want it enough. Just wanting it means nothing. Like the saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of fight in the dog. Naruto quoted. Thanks. Well, better get back to training, Bankai isn't going to come to me. Ichigo got out and went back to training. That's a good start. Naruto waved him off. Yay, I was just the same. Naruto frowned as if he missed something. Well, I better get going too. He too got out and left the cave. He had to ask Yoruichi something. His fight with Soi Fon left a bad taste in his mouth. Near the end of the fight, Soi Fon no longer was fighting him, she was fighting Yoruichi. Meaning there was some resentment between them, what Naruto could only guess. Fourth barracks. Soi Fon was in bed, again, and will be for 2 or so more days. She was thinking about her fight with Naruto. He was holding back. She told herself in angry. And yet, he managed to beat me like I was a mere child fresh out of school. She was sheathing in anger. Why? She finally fell asleep with tears in her eyes. Why didn't you take me with you? Toshiro was in his room thinking about what Nel had told him. The ones that made the army, the one with the most eyes, the one with the least eyes and the one with the forever smile. Toshiro repeated in his head. That makes no sense. Everyone has 2 eyes. And no one smiles forever. He said to himself. Maybe it was just a distraction to throw me off the trail. He concluded. Most likely, Naruto is the leader of this Arankura army, but she did say former 3rd Espada. Whatever an Espada is. Toshiro was more confused now than ever. Back at training cave. Naruto and Yoruichi were watching, once again, Ichigo train. So? Naruto started. So what? Yoruichi looked at him confused. You going to tell me what's up with you and our little bee Soi Fon? Naruto asked, interested in the story between the two. Oh? What brought this on? Yoruichi gave a grin. Near the end of the fight, she was yelling something about training to pass her, and then she yelled at me, calling me Yoruichi. She wasn't fighting me at the end there. She was fighting you. I saw in her eyes the resentment, betrayal, admiration and behind all that love. All of those feelings and more were in her eyes as she fought me near the end, thinking of you I might add. So care to tell me what happened? He asked. Yoruichi thought about it. NaruHarem telling him her greatest regret. Will you remember the time we told you about Shinji and the others? Naruto nodded. Well, at the time, Soi Fon was my bodyguard, not that I needed one. She gave a grin. I'm sure. Well, she trained well into the night long after others would have called it a day so she could get better. I even helped her with her form and other things. So I guess Yoruichi trailed off. She grew attached to you. Naruto finished. Yay. Almost, if not already, an obsession. Then, when I left the way I did she left that hanging. It destroyed her. Naruto finished. Yay. I didn't want to leave, and I could have taken her with us, but she wanted to be a captain one day, I couldn't take that away from her. Yoruichi said solemnly. But you didn't give her the chance to choose what she waited more. But I suppose the risk would have been too great for you to take. But she feels betrayed on a level that no one else feels, at least for now. Naruto said. At least for now. Yoruichi looked confused. Momo. Aizen has played with the girl's emotions to a point where she'll do anything for him. Well, almost anything. When he betrays them she will feel it just as bad as Soi Fon. Naruto gave his thoughts on the matter. Yoruichi just nodded. Maybe she did choose for Soi Fon. Regardless we must hope that Ichigo can achieve Bankai, Rukia's execution is in 2 days. Naruto looked at Ichigo still trying to get Bankai. Naruto had no doubt that he could get it, but in time was a long shot. Naruto, question why don't you just go in, take them all down, and save Rukia yourself? Yoruichi asked. The answer to that my sexy cat women is simple. I'm too lazy. Alright, no seriously, why don't you? It's not my place to save her. She did nothing for me, not that I won't if Ichigo can't, but she saved Ichigo's life and his family. So he owes her. If I just walk down street and save her, his pride will be wounded. And trust me, men are nothing if they are at least a bit prideful in at least one thing in their life. Naruto told her. Which was true, she knew, hell even she was prideful, being the goddess of Flash meant being at the top of all things speedy. Then Naruto came along, she taught him Flash Step, he made Echo Flash. Something faster than Flash Step. And she couldn't even learn it. It wounded her pride at times. If not all the time. So if the Soul Society was going to execute me? She looked at him with a little hope in her voice. I would rip the universe a new asshole to get to you, save you, while looking badass doing it, and then we would hot passionate love admire your place. Naruto gave a cheeky grin. She put her head on his shoulder. You'll have to wait for that reward. She grinned. Oh, then do tell me oh goddess of beauty and teasing, how do I get such a reward? Naruto leaned into Yoruichi. In time. Oh you sexy minx. Next day. Naruto yawned. He felt something nice on his chest. Or a few somethings. He looked down, he saw Yoruichi sleeping on his chest, as well as her impressive rack. That's it I can almost die happy. Naruto thought to himself. Best moment. Naruto. Yoruichi. We have a problem. Naruto heard Ichigo yell. Ruin. Naruto thought in a depressed mood. What is it Ichigo? She asked. Renji just told me. Rukia's execution has been moved to tomorrow. He told them. Well that's just great. Naruto got up and looked pissed. Sorry kid, but your light training ends now. We're talking it up, and not just a notch either. Naruto said in a very real and serious voice. But, you can't help him getting Bankai can you? Yoruichi's only reason for not helping Ichigo at the moment was she couldn't teach him how to get Bankai. No, that is something only he can do on his own. On the other hand he gave a smile that craped the shit out of Ichigo. Every alarm bell, warning sigh and every instinct in Ichigo's head was telling him to flee for his life. I can give incentive Naruto began to laugh, a laugh that would put Orochimaru, Madara and the QB to shame. Although QB would be more proud than ashamed that Naruto was better than her at making an evil laugh. But the captains. One last thing. The head captain caught all of the other captains' attention. Captain Retsu, Captain Shusui and Captain Jushiro. The 3 captains looked at the head captain. Yes old man. I want you 3 to look for this Espadonel. I want her captured alive and bring her before me. Captain Toshiro can brief you on her powers as he has faced her before. That is all. Yamamoto didn't think that this hollow would be able to stand up to 3 of his best captains. Geez, the old man must think highly of us. If he thinks we could capture her all by our lonesome. Shusui said in a mocking tone of voice. I'm sure that we could do this mission. Retsu was unsure of the mission she and the other 2 captains were assigned. Jushiro was thinking. Orihime and Nel are friends, so this might hurt her if he told her what he was told to do. Well, we should ask Jushiro what her abilities are. I mean, this Nel and Naruto have been in a few fights, and we know very little about them. Yet they know a lot about us. Retsu finished for him. They made it to Retsu's hospital. Toshiro looked like a kid that was sent to his room and denied his favorite toy, then got into a fight with his big sister and lost. He was restrained and covered in bandages. Captain Toshiro. Retsu looked at the boy with the smile that everyone knew was the smile of internal pain. Just like everyone else, he shivered. Yes. We have some questions about Nel, the women hollow that you fought not too long ago. Jushiro told him. Such as? Her powers and abilities for one, and if you know anything about how to defeat her. Shusui asked the boy. He thought about the fight. There isn't much I can tell you. Even when we fought she toyed with me. Like I was beneath her. She used few attacks. One was Zero. An attack we've seen Mino's grand use. But far more powerful. Another attack she used was something she called Grand Ray Zero. It's like Zero but far more powerful than her normal one. She is fast and powerful. Aside from her Zero and Grand Ray Zero, all she did was attack with her Zanpakuto and dodge my attacks. Or just overpower my attacks. Toshiro told them grimly. I see, thank you Captain Toshiro. The captains were walking out. Wait. The captains stopped. There is one other thing. He remembered Nel's last attack. Her last attack she used before she left the battle. I barley-haired it. She said the words to Claire Gamuza, then Lanza Verdi. I didn't see what she threw, but whatever it is, it's powerful as it went right through my ice defense. Be careful, she's powerful. He gave his final warning. They all nodded. But Nel. Nel was once again facing Retsu, but she had two friends with her. I guess this is to be expected. That old man, what's anything that's not a pure soul reaper dead, huh? Stupid old man. I guess there's no way to avoid it. She drew her Zanpakuto. Please, come with us quietly. We don't want to hurt you. Jushiro tried to talk to Nel. Please, you either want me as leverage against Naruto or to use me in your sick experiments. Probably both. She sneered at him. All three of them couldn't deny that she was most likely right. The time for words is over. Play Bleach AMV Yami, Stark, Berrigan, Hallibel the Sorcerer remix. She pointed her blade at them. Now is a time for swords. She built up her spiritual pressure. The amount shocked the three captains, but they did as well. All waves rise now and became my shield. Lightning strike now and become my blade. Flower wind rage and flower god roar, heavenly wind rage and heavenly demon sneer. The two male captains activated Shikai. Zero. Nel fired a Zero blast. Jushiro jumped in front of the attack. Then an attack was fired at Nel. Jushiro smirked, as did Nel, but to them, she smirked for unknown reasons. The Soul Reaper captains looked on as the Zero was being absorbed by Nel into her mouth. That can't be good. Zero double. The Zero was fired too fast for Jushiro to counter it, as it was not fired at him. It was fired at Retsu. She put her Zanpakuto in front of her to block. The resulting explosion kicked up dirt all over them. When it cleared, Retsu was fairly unharmed, just a bit of dirt on her, and she was huffing lightly. My turn now, my lady. Shusui said in a bored tone. Nel tilted her head. Ushigoma. Shusui fired a pair of wind blades. They encircled Nel. There, that got her. He said in a relaxed tone. Don't be so sure. Toshiro used his Bankai, and that couldn't hold her for long. Retsu reminded the captain. Really? They heard a slashing sound and looked at Nel. She cut right through the wind with her Zanpakuto. Is that the best you can do? She asked. Her icy tone could make Toshiro's ice dragon feel like a hot bath. Why so serious? Shusui asked, only to flash step out of an attack. When I wasn't serious, someone took advantage of my kindness, then in turn attacked my friends and caused their deaths. It is because of this I fight for real, even if I hate to do so. Grand Ray Zero. She fired at the group, and again Jushiro jumped in front of the Zero blast, only to find Nel right in front of him. I'll get rid of you first, she said coldly. She brought down her blade, nearly cutting him in half. Used Sanito to get in front of Shusui, cutting him across his stomach. The shock on his face spoke for him. She raised her blade again, only for her to get hit by something behind her, knocking her off balance. She looked behind her to see Captain Retsu tending to the two injured captains. So you're the healer, Nel stated. Retsu released her Shikai to tend to heal the two captains. Yes, I am. Is there really no way to stop this violence? No, there isn't, sorry Naruto, she said somewhat sadly. That I have to fight the one captain that might understand us. Retsu looked shocked for a bit. I guess I have to deal with you first. She built up even more power. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video guys. Let me know in the comments section how was the story, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.